the right word for it, perhaps. Whatever is happening, it changes. And this afternoon, Shankar Sahab has put it very aptly that music is also like fashion. It keeps on changing. And sometimes the things that have gone away, they come back in a new form and so on and so forth. That is what happens in fashion too. So at the moment, music is going through a particular phase. I think the Western music's influence is a bit too prominent to pronounce. But this too shall pass. There will be another kind of music, you know. We had a particular kind of music in 80s. Those were the times when music directors like Nadeem Shahid were doing a lot of work. But then that era got over and then came another kind of music which was perhaps more urban, more sophisticated. Now, this music which is perhaps basically by temperament by and large, I mean, you cannot say every song and all the music, but predominantly the music that you have at the moment is perhaps for the club. It is not for the individual. But I suppose this too shall pass, that some new thing will come. Cinema is changing, and along with that film music is also changing. Cinema has become much more sophisticated than what it was in 70s or 80s, particularly 80s. I consider 80s the dark ages of Hindi cinema. But with some bright eyelids, it was Kalapani. But now, I suppose, again, you can see certain sophistication has come back, certain class has come back, but I suppose the depth is still required, and I am very, very hopeful. I feel that things are going in the right direction, and we are going to have great music, great films in future. Because after this technical finish, after this skin deep beauty, ultimately the next step will be achieving the depth and the IQ. I'm sure it will happen. The buying capacity or spending capacity of an average citizen at the moment has become a bit shy, that's for sure. But this too shall pass, as I said earlier. But you see, Dear Zindagi is not a typical mainstream commercial Shah Rukh Khan film. It is by temperament a niche film. And I saw it day before yesterday. It's a beautiful film. And anybody who likes to see good films and wants to see good films must see it. I have nothing to do with the picture. So there is no vested interest at all. But Shah Rukh is very good in that picture, and this girl Alia Bhatt is unbelievable. She is simply unbelievable. She is so good. So if you will not see the picture, you will miss a good film. Dearth of talent, let me tell you. Like I think Ishaq Kamil, Swanand Karkare, they are very talented writers. There is no dearth of talent as music director, in music also. जैसे पहले ज़माने के म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर ऐसे होते थे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आज के भी म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर उतने ही टैलेंट है और कुछ तो ज़्यादा भी हैं. लेकिन है क्या कि the lyric and the song, and they are the part of a narrative. Sometimes somebody asks me, साहब जाने वो कैसे लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला. वो गाना जो है, अब ऐसे गाने क्यों नहीं आते? तो वो कैसे आए? जवानी दीवानी में आ जाएगा? नहीं आ सकता ना. You need that kind of film, that kind of content, that kind of film, that kind of a story will provide that kind of a situation where the music director, the writer will be able to give a song like that. जाने वो कैसे लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला. जिंदा जला दूंगा मैं तो नहीं आ सकता ना. एक पिक्चर बनी थी जिंदा जला दूंगा, तो उसमें तो नहीं आएगा. तो you see, this is a kind of a work that is done in lot of constraint. What is the temperament of the film? What is the tempo of the picture? What is the situation? Which is the character? अगर आपको कैबरे ही लिखना है कैबरे ही का कॉम्पोजिशन करना है तो उसमें आप कहें वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी जैसा गाना नहीं है, तो कैसे होगा? वहाँ तो वो कैबरे चाहिए। तो these are the problems. Under these circumstances, where words have become less important, because ultimately it is only for the club. Beat, 90% songs have that beat. तो word होंगे भी तो वो भी मारे जाएंगे, तो कोई नहीं लगेगा. Even under that circumstance, I think a songwriter like Vishal is doing very good.
Because I was not getting the kind of work I wanted to do in the film industry. So I preempted that and I started working on myself so I can become a filmmaker, and that worked for me, thankfully, and I'm very happy for that. And of course, the folk music is like in our blood, and everything has come out of folk music, and even classical music is originated from folk music. So whenever it is used correctly, it really touches us. And in film, the story actually dictates that what kind of music the film will have. And in my case, like films like Omkara and especially Omkara and Ishqiya, where I have used a lot of folk.
And where the orchestra has become more important than the composition and the words. That I don't think. I think the composition should be clear to me, and it should not be covered by orchestration, and the words should be covered to me. I cannot go to the words, they should come to me. If some song is being played on radio, I won't go and put my ear on the radio. The song should be so clear, it should comfortably come to me.
Do you tell it to the current music directors of the recent generation?
Music, I look back to current music too, and I don't look at only Indian film music as a reference, because if you want to write, for example, if you want to write lyrics for Indian films, your reference should not be only Indian films. Like for example, his references are literature, his poetry from all over the world, not only in Hindi and Urdu, but I'm sure he's read English poetry in various languages, great writers, Rabindranath Tagore. So only when you have influences from many genres and many musical fields, will you be able to channelize that into popular music. You should use essences of what you have learned. So I think that is how it should be. So I not only listen to the previous composers, I listen to multi-genres, multi-language, I listen to also EDM, I listen to also rap, but good rap, good EDM, जो सुरीला है and which has got musical depth. Just because it is EDM or just because it is rock, that does not mean it does not have musical depth. You can still have, look at Pink Floyd, it's rock but it's got depth. Look at the lyrics, look at Sting, look at Stevie Wonder, look at Bobby McFerrin, look at Madan Mohan, they all have depth. So anything with depth, if you listen to it, you yourself will get used to listening to that, will become your vocabulary, is what I feel.
And do you think that